Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's the one and the only HipHopGamer. I'm chilling with my man, Dave Cox. Yo, what's going on, baby? Yo, first off, man, the last time we spoke, it was like maybe like a year or two, and we was talking about the first Castlevania. Now we're here, we talking about the second Castlevania. I just played it. Y'all, you know my initial impressions. Yo, dude, like, how did you guys get this game to be this well polished from a gameplay standpoint? It feels so much better. Like, it's just, I just can't. I want to play it now. Like, seriously.
I think we learned from a lot of our mistakes from the previous game. I think that you know, it was really our first game working together with Mercury Steam, and you know, whilst it came out, it was very well received. We kind of felt on the team that there were things we could improve. We felt the combat could have been tighter. We certainly felt that exploration was a little bit stilted in the original game because you had a fixed camera, and you know, when you want to explore, it's hard to look around. So we thought we'd have to fix that. You know, we felt that, you know, every time the game loaded, it was taking you out of the world. You know, so these are things we thought we need to fix this. So you know, that's what we did. We talked to our fan base. We talked to, we listened to the critics, and we sat down and we said, you know, really, we need to start again. So what we did is we built a whole new game engine in order to facilitate, you know, the things that you've seen in the new build today. Which I'm glad that you've noticed it.
I love that shit. That joint is crazy. Like, so the next thing I want to say is the art direction. I think one of the most impressive things visually about this game is the actual art direction. I'm talking about, like, when you look at the enemies and just the metal pieces they wear, the design of them and stuff like that. Where did that come from? Like, where did the inspiration lie? Because it's almost as if you're seeing something so authentic and true to life in a fictional world. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think this is one of the strongest things about the team in Spain is you know, they have a lot of influences from, you know, European mythology, from you know, from a Spanish cultural side of things, and I think they see things differently to us. You know, from as an English guy, you know, I go there and I look at the art direction, I look at what the art guys are doing, and it's just like, wow, it's just mind blowing. I think a lot of inspiration comes from things that they see around them, the castles, you know, the sort of medieval culture. You know, if you've ever been to Madrid, it's very much a modern city and an old city kind of put together. And I think with this game, you see that in the modern city. When you go there, it feels like a Castlevania city.
Yeah, that's very true, very true. Trust me, when you see it, you'll understand exactly what you just said. Now, let's go to the tone of the game. The moment you see Gabriel, like, yo, let me give you guys an example of how gangster this is. Like, Gabriel sitting in his chair, you know what I'm saying, gangster, got his cup and everything, and he stands up, and then he just got this powerful walk, like this stride. It's like, coming from the first game to the second game, you know, what's the mindset of Gabriel now? What's the story set like? Like, what is his goal now? Because his demeanor seems much more serious, and right off the bat, this game is a thriller. Seriously.
Yeah, I think we wanted to show Gabriel's progression as a character. So he's a much more badass character. He's a much stronger, physically menacing character. But at the same time, it's still Gabriel Belmont. You know, underneath all of that, it's still there. So there's a lot of emotion and vulnerability in the character that, you know, you don't normally get in a vampire game. You know, he's usually just this bad guy who rips people apart, and he does do that. But I think also, you know, as you play through the game, you start to see the sort of more human side of him and the more sort of emotional side of him. And I think that's what makes him appealing as a character. You can identify with him. You know, you can see, you know, I can understand how he got to this point. I can see his anger. I know why he's angry. I know why he's doing the things he's doing. I don't agree with it, but I kind of identify with him. Instead of just being a kind of black and white, you know, badass guy, I'm going to kick your ass, that kind of thing. He's not like that at all. But he is very powerful and he's very strong. And I think we wanted to get that across as a character.
You definitely did, definitely. Now, another thing I'm going to say is, in terms of Gabriel, like, in the way the game is designed, I love the move sets that you guys can unlock. Even from the first one, I love being able to unlock all these new cool moves. What's some of the new things that we can experience, like, in this game that we're going to see that we never seen before?
Well, we've got two new weapons for starters. I mean, we've got the Void Sword and we've got the Chaos Claws. And as you saw in the demo, the Chaos Claws are really powerful. That's what. Yeah, very kind of. You know, that's how you break enemy defenses. You know, the Void Sword is more of a close quarter. You have to get in really close, but it replenishes your health. So you do pay a bit of a penalty by having to get in close. And the Shadow Whip is how you sort of soften enemies up. So there's a real strategy to the combat, and you know, we've given the player combos for each weapon, and not only that, but we've added a new mastery system. And what this does is it makes you use the moves that we give you, and it allows you to upgrade your weapons and make them more powerful. So that's something we didn't have in the past game. So we've really beefed up the combat side of it and made it much more strategic, and given players a lot more options that they never had before.
Yeah, from a platformer standpoint, I think you guys is actually taking things to the next level in terms of design and scare factor. I think the scare factor in the platforming is like elite in this game above a lot of other games. Now, I'll give you an example. I know it's kind of weird. Y'all gonna be like, why is Hip Hop Gamer talking about Gabriel and Mario? But I'm gonna give you an example. Mario is still one of the scariest platformers because when you jump, you're like, oh, like you don't want to fall in the hole. Like with this game, you know, you hold L2 and you know, they give you like this flashing light, how you got to go here, but things are mechanical, so you got to move in this, and this person's attacking you. It is insane, and it feels better to do the platforming now. Like from that part of the game, how important was that for you guys to like really nail that? Because it seems like there's going to be a lot of that in the game.
Yeah, a lot of peril. We wanted to give player peril in platforming. We didn't really have it in the last game. There was a lot of hand-holding, players, you know, following a set route. And we felt that it was a bit kind of static. So we wanted to give players a lot more peril, a lot more things happening as they're playing through platforming sections, much faster as well. You probably noticed it's a lot quicker when you go through platforming. And, you know, lots of things can happen. There's lots of distractions and challenges for you to get across, and I think that's something that Castlevania games used to have, and it's something we wanted to bring back for this one.
Now you see how he said used to have? That's when you know you're talking to a developer that's really a true hardcore gamer and not just like in it just because this is just their job and they're gonna do it. Because me and my man Phil, who's recording right now, we was talking about like back on Nintendo, the old classic Castlevanias and that feel, and that's to me when gaming was at its best in terms of just people in it and the feel of it. And when you play this game, you get that. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's very impressive that you guys have been able to achieve what you achieved on PS3. Like that, the way it looked graphically, like what, like how much power is left in the PS3, son? Like,
not much. I mean, we really pushed the machines as hard as we could, you know, and I think what you said is true. You know, we're looking for the classic games as inspiration. That's what drives us. You know,
please, just hold the belt one more time, so please. Oh yeah, well see, you know, you got the Xbox, the the Wiimote, and the PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Hip Hop Gamer, #1 journalist. This is how we do. So it'll be just because you touched my like kid heart just now. You got to hold it for just for a second.
I think the whole team's like that, though. You know, we really appreciate the classic games, and that's what drives us. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, you know, I really like the Metroidvania style Castlevanias. I really like the N64 Castlevanias." We take elements of those games and we bring them with us, but we want to do new things too. So I think that's what's important. Is that when you play the game, it feels like Castlevania, but it feels new too. It feels fresh.
I love your thought process on game development, and because when you guys develop games, it's like you develop the game you want to make and people just follow you instead of you like, we got to do it like this because Call of Duty did it, so I got to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys have your own identity. I always love that about Konami, period. So I really appreciate that. Now I got a tough question for you guys, and this is something that I don't understand why, you know, I haven't seen this, but you know, when you look at like a lot of characters in the industry, like Kratos to be exact, that's one of my favorite characters. Kratos, he's in Mortal Kombat, you know what I'm saying? I've seen Kratos in Soul Calibur, you know what I'm saying? You know, I've seen, you know, certain characters make guest appearances in other games. What's up? Like we would love to see Gabriel appear in like some other games as a guest character. Have you guys ever talked to other companies, or have you guys even thought about that, like licensing the character out? What's up? What game would you want to see him in if you could put him in it? It's your boy Hip Hop Gamer. Welcome to the Loud Digital Network.